In this video, I want to show you how you can convert your Lovable application into a real native iOS application that you can publish to the App Store in just a couple of minutes. So let's take a look at that together. It is really very simple. So first of all, inside of Lovable, you want to make sure that you have an existing Lovable project set up that is already published. So in that published project, we're going to copy the URL. I'm just going to grab this here. And now I'm going to go to Despia, which allows us to run the conversion to go from Lovable to a native IPA, so to turn it into a native iOS application. So in order to do that, we need to go here to app source on app start URL, and I'm going to paste my Lovable project inside of here. That's all I need to do. And then I can set my display name, that's going to be my app name, and I can upload my icons. Now, I already have the icon designed in Canva. It needs to be 1024 by 1024 and a PNG. And then the splash screen icon needs to be a GIF and it needs to have transparent background. But that's only for the splash screen icon. So now I'm going to upload my app icon here. Let's take this. Let's drag this inside of here. There you go. And now I'm going to go on done. And now we got that uploaded. Then I'm going to go to my splash screen. I'm going to upload my splash screen now. And I'm going to take this GIF and I'm going to upload it inside of here. And let's go on done. And now this is all beautifully set up. So now we have our entire application set up here. And it's really that simple. Now we're just going to go on publish app. And we will need to now connect this with our Apple developer account to do the conversion and to do the publishing. So we need to have an Apple developer account. And the first step will be going to the App Store Connect. Inside of the App Store Connect, we're going to go to Users and Access, Integrations, and then we go to App Store Connect API. Inside of here, we're going to create a new API key for Despia, and the role will be App Manager. I'm going to go on Generate, and now we have this key set up. So now we can go back to Despia to do the integration. So back inside of Despia, we're now going to scroll down here to the build configuration. And as you can see, I do not have a development team yet. If you already have one, you can select your existing one. But I'm just going to add a new developer account. And now I'm going to fill in my information. So let's get started. Now I'm going to go back to the App Store Connect. I'm going to copy my issuer ID. We're now going to go back to Despia here. And I'm going to paste my account issuer ID inside of here. Now, we're going to go back to the App Store Connect. We will copy this key ID. I'm going to paste the key ID right inside of here. And then we're going to download this file here. And we're going to download it. And now let's download the file. I'll go back to Despia, upload the API key. And now I'm going to upload my file here. Let's just take that and drag it right inside of here. There you go. Now I got my key. Let's go on done. And now the key is uploaded. Now we need the development team ID. Now, that is a little bit tricky to find, but let me show you where you can get that. You need to actually go to a different website that's called developer.apple.com. Under that website, you're going to go, not here, you're going to go to Account. And under your account, if you click on any of those inside of here, like identifiers, for example, in the top right corner, you're going to get your team ID right next to your company or personal name. So then you go back into Despia, you'll paste this inside of here, you will link with Apple, and now your account, your Apple developer account is connected with Despia so you can publish your Lovable application to the App Store. So now we go to the development team inside of Despia, we will select our development team, and now our account is connected. And that's it. Now we need to register all those bundle IDs with the Apple Developer Console. That is a little bit of work, but it's way more work if you would build this whole thing in Xcode. So it's still feasible. So let's take a look at that right now. So for starters, you would create an app bundle ID that is registered with the Apple Developer account for your core app bundle. This will be the app bundle that will include all those sub bundles inside of here. Now, it's more than likely that you already have this registered in your developer console. So if you have not registered it yet, let's just copy this. And we would now go for certificates, identifiers, and profiles. You would go on plus, you would go on app IDs, you would go on continue, you would select type app, you would go on continue, and then you would paste the ID inside of here after this finished loading, just like this. Now, I already have it registered because I'm already using login with Apple. So let's go now to my bundle ID here. And this is exactly the same state where you will used to be now if you just created this right now. So we have this now in here. So now let's take a look at the configuration that we need for Despia. So right now we're at the same screen that you would be on right now if you just created it. So I have a name. I'm just going to give it my app name, task flow. And now we're going to enable some capabilities. As you can see, we need to do app attest, app groups, associated domains. The next one will be iCloud. I'm also going to do HealthKit because that's a new integration that we now support. And then we do iCloud, include CloudKit support, yes. And then we're going to take the next one, push notifications, broadcast capabilities. There you go. And as you can see, sign in with Apple is already enabled on mine. I'm also going to do Siri because that's also a native feature that we now support. So let's go and continue, confirm, and that's it. And now if we look up our application ID here and just double check, we now have our application registered with the Apple Developer Console where we have all those capabilities and they are available for us to set up. So now that we have this set up, we need to set up a couple more of those. So the next one will be the One Signal integration. For that, we need to register the One Signal push bundle ID. So let's copy this. Let's go to the Apple developer account. Let's create a new identifier. This will be an app ID. We're going to go on continue. The type will be app. We're going to go on continue. And now this will take a little bit. We will paste the bundle ID right inside of here. Then in the app description, we're going to call this task flow one signal, just like this. Now I'm going to enable following capabilities. We're going to enable app groups, associated domains, and then the last one, obviously, because One Signal is for push notifications, broadcast capability. Now we're going to go on continue and register. And now it's being registered. Now we need to create an app group. So let's go down here, select app groups, go on continue. We're going to go back to Despia, and then we will copy the app group for the One Signal integration. Let's copy this. And now we're going to go back to the Apple Developer Console. We'll paste the One Signal app group in the identifier field, and then we're going to give it a description. Task flow One Signal app group. There you go. Now we're going to go on continue and register, and that's it. Now we have the first bundle connected. Now we want to link the first bundle. So I'm going to go back to app IDs, search, and now I'm going to search for task flow. Now we have a One Signal bundle ID and a One Signal app group, and they need to be linked together. So task flow, there you go. And now I'm going to go inside of here on One Signal, and now I'm going to link the app group with the application. So inside of this One Signal sub application for test flow, I'm going to go to app groups. I'm going to go on configure, and now I'm going to look for test at task flow. And now as you can see, I have this group.com.despia.taskflow.onesignal, and I'm going to link this now with the One Signal app group. So the One Signal bundle ID links with the One Signal app group. That's it. Let's go on continue. And now that's it. Let's save this. And now it's successfully linked. So the app group goes along with the app ID. There you go. And now we'll do this for a couple of other ones. As you can see, there is a little bit more to do. So now we're going to go to the app clip target. Now the app clip actually has a little bit of a different interface, so we're not going to copy the bundle ID actually. And also, I know what you're going to ask yourself. You're going to say, hey, I'm not using app clips, I'm not using share targets, and I'm not using smart widgets. Why do I need to register them? You still need to register them because we need this to be registered to exclude them from the application so you don't get a rejection by Apple. So you need to make sure to register them, otherwise the build will fail. So now we're going to set up the app clip. We're going to go back to certificates, identifiers, and profiles to the Apple Developer Console. We're going to go to identifiers here. We'll click on plus. We'll select app ID. We're going to go on continue. We're going to go now on app clip here. It's a different type. It's the only one that has a different type. We're going to go on continue. And now we're going to select the parent ID, task flow, the core bundle ID, and then the product name will be clip with a capital C. Very important. Let's go and continue. And now we're going to give it a description. The description will be task flow app clip. There you go. And now the capabilities will be app groups, associated domains, and then push notifications. Let's go on continue and register. Now we're going to go again on plus for identifiers to create a new one. We'll do another app group here. We're going to go on continue. And now I'm going to go back to Despia. And we're going to copy, this time we're going to copy it actually, the app clip app group. Let's copy this, paste the identifier inside of here. Now we go to descriptions. We'll do task flow, app clip, app group. There you go. Let's go on continue and register. And now it's registered. Now we go back to app IDs and we'll search for task flow. I'm going to now go on my app clip here and the app clip app group. We're going to go on configure and it now needs to be linked with task flow. And it needs to be now linked with the app clip. So the app clip app group is linked with the app clip app ID. We're going to select that, go on continue, save, confirm, and that is it. Now we have this all nicely set up. So the linking is now done with this one as well. Now we'll go to the next one. The next one will be the share target. So for that, we have the share bundle ID, and I'm going to copy the share bundle ID here from Despia. I'm going to create a new identifier. It will be an app ID. We're going to go on continue. This will be type app. We're going to go on continue. And now I'm going to paste the bundle ID. Just like this. I will go to the description. I will go on task flow, share. So this is going to be our name, task flow share. And now for this one, we only need app groups so it can link with its app group. We're going to go on continue, register, and that's it. It's really that simple. Now we're going to go back to Despia, copy the app share group. Let's copy that to the app group for the share target. We're going to go on identifiers plus. Now we're going to go to app groups. We'll select app groups. We're going to go on continue. We'll paste the identifier. And then inside of here, we're going to do task flow. And then task flow, share, app group. There you go. Ooh, there's a little bit of a typo here. App group. There you go. Let's go on continue, register. And now we're done with that. So we go back to the app IDs. We'll look for task flow, and we're going to look for the share one. We will go onto the share one, and now the share one will be linked with the share app group. So the app ID links with its app group together. So we go to app groups. We're going to go on configure. We're going to look for task flow, and now I need to make sure that, oh, this is called test flow, but I think we're good. I need to make sure that now the share links with the share here. Let's go on continue, save, confirm. There you go. Beautiful. Now here comes the last one, the smart widget. We'll copy the widget bundle ID. We're going to go to the Apple Developer Console again. We're going to add a new identifier. This will be an app ID. We're going to go on continue, type app, continue. And now we're going to paste the bundle ID inside of the field. Just like this. We're going to go to task flow, widget, task flow widget will be the description. And now this one also only needs app groups. Let's go and continue, register, and that is it. Now we're going to register its app group here. We're going to select the app group. We're going to go on continue. And now we go back to Despia, copy the widget app group. We're going to go back to the Apple Developer account, paste this inside of here. We're going to do task flow, widget app group. There you go. Let's go and continue, register. And that is it. Now we need to do the final link. So we go back to app IDs, look for task flow. There you go. And now we go to the widget app here. And now the widget bundle ID, the widget app ID will need to be linked with the widget app group. So we go to app groups here on the widget, go on configure. We're now going to look for test flow. And now inside of here, task flow. And now we need to link it with the widget. There you go. So the widget links with the widget. Let's go and continue, save, confirm. There you go. Now we're going to do a final step. If you don't do the step, it will not work. So make sure to get this right. We're going to look one more time for task flow. And then we go to the core bundle ID. That's the one that's in Despia all the way up here, right? And we're going to open that. And now on its app groups, we're going to link all of the app groups that we just created with the core application. So now we're going to go to app groups here. We're going to go on continue. And now I'm going to look for task flow. And all of them will need to be linked. Also the one called test flow, because I made a typo here, but you can verify this here on the bundle ID, on the app group, that they're correct. Let's go on continue, save, confirm. And that is it. Now we need to link it with the App Store listing. So we need to go to apps in the App Store Connect. We're going to go on plus here, which will allow us to create a new application. I'm going to select iOS, task flow. We're going to select the language, the bundle ID. Where is this one? I have quite some. We're going to look for task flow here. There you go. The SKU will be just task flow caps and no spacing. And now we do full access and we're going to create. There you go. Now task flow is already taken. So I can just do task flow minus AI productivity. There you go. Let's create. And that's how we bypass the Apple name guidelines. Completely okay. Everybody is doing this on the App Store. It actually helps you with your SEO on there. So now we see this general section here, and we have the setting app information. We're going to click on app information. This is going to show us the Apple ID under general information. I'm going to copy this one. And now I'm going to go back to Despia. We're going to scroll down to build configuration, and I'm going to paste the App Store app ID right inside of here. So the development team is linked. The app ID is inside of here. All bundle IDs are successfully registered. So now we can go on publish project. And now what this will do is it will take your Lovable application and then run it on Xcode virtually. You don't need a Mac. You don't need to write any code. It will automatically run this on Xcode and convert it with the Despia build tool and the Despia runtime and framework into a native application that uses the Despia runtime. So you can remotely load content from Lovable. So you get updates over the air. Plus, you get access to all native functionalities using the Despia NPM package that you can install in Lovable. and you're going to be able to now have this be on the App Store as a real application on TestFlight public testing, and the Apple App Store, and it's 100% store compliant. So there you go, because you will meet minimum functionality requirements because it's an actual framework giving you access to actual native features. So this process here can take sometimes up to an hour, so we're just going to let it wait, do all the magic, and we'll be back. See you in a second. So the build now published successfully, and I already got an email from TestFlight. So I can now test this on my iPhone. And if we take a look at the build, you see it was completed. There you go. So now we're just going to go and click on this email from TestFlight here, view in TestFlight, and now it's going to open the application in TestFlight. And here comes the best. The app icon will already be optimized for liquid glass. How cool is that? Let's install the application, and then we'll be able to test the application right now as a real native mobile application on our device. So we got it inside of here, and it's probably going to look a little bit funky because there's some optimization that we need to do, but you see, it's not a PWA. It accesses real native functionalities here. I can allow tracking, I can allow notifications, I can allow all that kind of stuff. And then you see, we got login with Apple. Look at that. Sign in with Apple. You got the native one. I can sign in with my Face ID to the application. Works beautiful. Maybe there's some, oh no, actually it does work. Okay, now you see we got to implement safe areas and all that kind of stuff because it's being cut off by the full screen design of the iPhones, but we can set that up with the native NPM package and adding native safe area insets into the Lovable application. That is very simple, takes 2 minutes, but we got the whole application working here. That is great. Look at this. I can get the keyboard here. I can switch pages. Now, looks like crap, but we're going to work on that. There you go. That's the first start. So now we were able to take our Lovable application, deploy it as a mobile app onto our iPhone using TestFlight, which is quite cool. And that's the first step. Now we're going to optimize that, but we're also going to deploy it to Android in the next video to make sure that we have cross-platform capabilities. And then we're going to add safe areas, in-app purchases, in-app subscriptions. We're going to set up device tracking, push notifications, native contact access, all of those amazing integrations. So hopefully see you in the next video. And if you want to start for free turning your web application in Lovable into a mobile application, take a look at the link in the video description down below. You can use Despia for free for your first conversion. Take care. Bye.